We are rolling. Are there studies showing the effectiveness of herbs versus drugs in treating health issues?
There are many studies showing efficacy of herbs with a variety of health issues. And you can compare those studies that have been done on herbs with studies done on pharmaceuticals. Whether you're looking at inflammation, blood sugar control, infection, whatever. You can, in fact, correlate data. I said today in my talk that the main advantage that pharmaceuticals seem to have is the speed with which they often work. But in terms of the safety and the actual biological thoroughness, I give it to herbs virtually every time.
What herbs, plants, or medicinal mushrooms are best to improve brain fog or unclear thinking?
You know, in terms of the mind and clarity of thought, I mean, I'll start off with an herb that some people will object to, but that's a good cup of coffee. Okay, if you want to clear brain fog, if you drink a good cup of, organic coffee, the odds are excellent that you will go a long way for that. But I also am a big fan of ashwagandha, which I talked about this morning, ashwagandha root extract, rhodiola rosea, which I regard as a tremendous mind sharpener, schisandra berry, which isn't so much a berry that you would have with, let's say, your granola and yogurt, but is a profound berry that's held in very high esteem in traditional Chinese medicine and shows great benefits for enhancing alertness and mental sharpness. But I would also say that getting out and doing some exercise, deep breathing, some fresh air, those can also go a long way to clearing mental fog. So I really think of a holistic approach. Avoid the things that are going to fog you out. Obviously, a bunch of alcohol is not going to do you a lot of good for clearing your mind. If you're on antidepressants or anti-anxiety drugs, then that fog may be hard to get rid of until you have a capable doctor walk you through getting off of those things. But I like ashwagandha, I like rhodiola rosea, I like schisandra, and I like coffee very much.
What herbs, plants, or medicinal mushrooms are best to help with high blood sugar and prediabetes?
In terms of high blood sugar and prediabetes, I want to make sure people understand I'm not a medical doctor. In terms of blood sugar control, I've seen people get much better blood sugar control with chromium, especially chromium picolinate. It seems to be one of the great trace elements for helping to balance blood sugar. I know that bitter melon, which is an herb and also a vegetable that's commonly eaten in Asia and is really bitter, has very good blood sugar stabilizing properties. The herb fenugreek, interestingly enough, also does. In general, though, because I am not a specialist in this and because diabetes is such a big problem, I would really want to refer you to other people who are more expert in this regard.
What herbs, plants, and medicinal mushrooms can be used instead of cholesterol-lowering drugs?
In terms of lowering cholesterol, if you look at the work of somebody like Dean Ornish, who's a cardiovascular specialist, a medical doctor, he has shown that with a plant-based diet, you can radically lower cholesterol, you can improve triglycerides in the blood, you can change your entire blood lipid profile. Certainly, leafy green vegetables, juices of them can make a phenomenal difference. But also, with cholesterol, it's not the presence of cholesterol that's the problem. It is the oxidation of cholesterol that causes it to stick to vessel walls. It causes it to occlude vessels and arteries. So if you're concerned about cholesterol, then one of the many things you would do is eat the high antioxidant super berries, drink green tea, drink coffee, have ginger in your diet, utilize other very significant antioxidants that can help to inhibit that oxidation of cholesterol.
What herbs, plants, or medicinal mushrooms are best to help you improve your gut health?
Improving gut health depends entirely on what's going on with your gut. I mean, if you have chronic stomach aches, then maybe you look at the possibility that you might have H. pylori, which is what causes ulcers. And then if that's so, we know that very powerful cranberry extract can help to prevent that from adhering to the walls of the gut. If you're talking about, let's say chronic indigestion, it may be, for example, that you need digestive enzymes. And while a lot of people are very bullish on, making sure that all the enzymes they get are vegetarian, I have found that if you give people a powerful multiple enzyme that has pancreatin, so from the pancreas, and ox bile, in addition to bromelain and papain, which are from fruits, together, that very often you can help to correct a lot of terrible digestive problems, especially allergies to different foods, gluten allergy, etc. If it turns out that you have problems with your gut flora, then taking different probiotics, especially good brands that are proven in terms of their potency and typically refrigerated, can also be very helpful. So, and additionally, if you're eating greasy foods, if you're eating fried foods, if you're eating foods that really just aren't good for you, especially if you're eating a lot of sugar, you're going to have digestive troubles. And so eliminating those, being on a clean, healthy diet, preferably mostly plant-based, hopefully organic, in addition to the recommendations I've just made, should go a long way toward improved digestive health.